Good evening, and welcome to the Genius Football Show on newstarradio.com, as well as Breakthrough TV on YouTube. My name is Gene Sylvester, otherwise known as Genius, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Wayne Calder. What's good?
Good evening, Gene. Good evening, people. Good evening, everybody. Hey.
Welcome back to the show, guys. I hope we've had a great weekend. Wayne, I don't check in with you enough, on these shows. How was your weekend?
My weekend, it was busy. Got a lot of things going on. My daughter plays basketball, but the basketball game was cancelled, so I thought that would give me a bit of a downtime.
Yeah.
My wife had other ideas.
Of course.
So my weekend was busy.
Yeah.
I was trying to get down to my allotment. Did I tell you I got an allotment?
You did tell me you got an allotment.
Yeah, got an allotment down there, up there in Erdington, just doing my community programme, just setting it up and getting everything set up on that now.
Nice.
Out there in the freezing cold.
Okay.
And then I realised I need a flask.
Oh, what? For hot drink?
For hot drink, for soup, whatever.
And you keep asking me why I call you old.
Well, what we've established that it's established distinguished.
Established distinguished gentleman.
That's correct.
Yes. We need
Not old.
We need to keep reminding ourselves of that one, right?
Established distinguished gentleman.
I'm trying to think of what I do now that makes me think like, yeah, nah, man, that's just old age creeping in, man. I mean, I never used to have hot drinks. My daddy used to tell me that if I drink tea, I'll run faster than anybody at school. And I used to say, no, Dad, that's anabolic steroids. Didn't you see the Ben Johnson documentary?
Well, bro, you know when you was little, like, did you really believe that if you eat your spinach, you'll be strong like Popeye?
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. Well, you didn't.
I did, and I ate so much spinach, and I was never strong like Popeye.
Yo, I'm sorry, but respectfully, I never see you eat a spinach in my life. Yeah,
because by the time,
so much.
By the time we got to that age, I was like, no,
you're not having no more. Not having no more. Well, mine was decent. Oh, go on.
Sorry, but this is where you know that I'm now established. Distinguished gentleman.
You see, you can't even remember the words yourself, man. You see, how you gonna claim that and you can't even remember the words? Established.
You know, it'll come. Just keep repeating it, put it out there in the sphere, and it'll come back to you.
No, that's true. Well,
I'll eat my spinach now.
True that. Oh, I love a spinach now, man. A callaloo even better.
Ooh.
You don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, my weekend was nice. I made a trip down to London. I mean, I don't know if you've not said anything yet, Wayne, but. you see, you and Shannon stay bad, man. Not one of you could say, yo, Gene, your locks look decent, Why yet? Shannon just, the way Shannon just looked up at me and said, oh yeah. Yes, I got my locks done. Big up to the Save Suave on Brixton Hill down in London there. You know what? A brother put on his Facebook this morning, he said, I'm out here looking like Chewbacca because I refuse to cheat on my barber. Chewbacca, So I had to respond. I said, I just come back from London, man. That's where I had to go to get my locks and get my shape up and this, that, the other. I hope my Birmingham barber ain't listening still. but I just said, nah, man, I have to go to London and get my barber thing done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to. So it's a thing, you know what I mean? When you have a barber that just know, and he said, you know what he came back and said to me? He said, yeah, because your barber cuts your hair. No, he said, most barbers cut your hair with scissors. Your barber cuts your hair with love now. Do you understand? Because, from even coming from so long, that's a different, what a sweet talk thing, Cheater. No, I don't cheat on my Birmingham barber. It's a London barber I would cheat on, you know what I mean? I've been with him for like 8-9 years now. So
it's a long way to go for a haircut.
Yeah, true that. I make sure that I'm filling in a couple of other things while I was at an event, my cousin Jeremy Sylvester. Big boy garage producer, I'll be honest with you, I didn't realise how big he was until other people told me. And it's funny because I'm in a football banter group on Facebook. A lot of boys on there, a lot of like DJs, promoters, this, that, the other. One day, one guy just said to me, hold on a minute, are you related to Jeremy Sylvester? And I was like, yeah, that's my cousin. Yo, everybody was like, yo, Jeremy's a legend. He's my inspiration as to why I make music now and this, that, the other. Wow. Bro, they went in. And I was like, maybe there's a different Jeremy Sylvester because I don't know who they're talking about. But now I realise. But you know what it is? And it's funny, someone mentioned it on Saturday. We were down at Basing House in Shoreditch where he was playing. And someone said to him there, again, just a random who wanted to just come and talk to me and we're there. Because when we're in the spot with Jeremy, you can't, you know, you might as well just say, okay, yeah, I'm there by myself because everybody wants time with Jeremy, yeah? And one guy just said, I think that guy's a DJ as well, so he must have known. He said, how many aliases do you actually have? Because he made a lot of music off his aliases. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as a result, I had no idea a lot of that was Jeremy Sylvester. Yo, there's garage tunes back in the day that me and you would have been bussing in the car up and down Wembley High Street, yeah, back in the day. Yeah. Jeremy had produced it, and I had no idea. So
you know why you gotta have ratings? Humble.
Bruv, humble beyond humble. And I've said that from day. I said, yo, because he's so humble, you would never know he's doing them kind of things there. Do you understand? So, I mean, even the last big up for Jeremy, because I don't want to blow up your head too much, man. You're doing well with the humble thing. The last big up, before the Conor Ben and Eubank fight.
I heard it.
You saw it, right?
I heard it.
Conor.
I was listening, I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's Jeremy?
Conor Ben in his training camp, and it happened about 2 or 3 times when they different clips from different days of training, and he's got Garage Paradise and Jeremy in the background spitting on the mic and spinning at the same time. So it's just a match. So for me, that obviously gave him big ratings as well. But yeah, man, Jeremy's doing big things. Big up, Jeremy, man. Love cuz, and thanks for getting me on the guest list, man. I felt really special. No, sorry, no. Have you got a ticket? No. I'm on the guest list. You know what I mean? And when the ladies would come on, they say, "Oh, Gene Sylvester goes, oh, are you related to one of the DJs?" Don't say one of the DJs, honey. You know which DJ I'm related to. Come on now, say his name for me. Anyway. That was my day, and then I was at the Palace match yesterday, so it's nice to be back down in Selhurst Park. I haven't been down there for a little while. That used to be my second home, obviously, you know, football-wise. So I was there for, obviously, the Palace-Man City game, which we'll come to a bit later on.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
Aren't you tired?
Bruv, I'm gonna give this thing a free plug. Heights. It's a supplement, yeah, which gives you energy, but also allows you to kind of get more mental clarity back as well. I was going through a phase 6-7 months ago, right, whereby even at work, my day job, my head was just clouded, bruv. And it's somebody who I was working with, another brother, can't remember his name, something Mensa, can't remember his name. But he was saying, yeah, he'd been through similar thing as well, and he uses these supplements now, you know, called Heights. So I checked it out and all of that. You know, all natural ingredients and all of that, yeah. And I don't know if it's that or if I've kind of changed up my diet a little bit as well. Okay. But I feel like we've got to boost the energy again. Like, with everything. I mean, you know me. If I was coming back down from London on a Sunday night, I may not be able to make it to the studio on Monday. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was pumped for this show tonight. I was ready.
Liverpool win and Gene's ready.
Nothing to do with Liverpool's result. Listen, I'm not even that fussed about Liverpool winning or losing nowadays, if I'm totally honest with you. So I'm just like, it is what it is. We're current Premier League champions. You win some, you lose some. I saw it go. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else can say they're current Premier League champions right now. So we still got dibs on everybody. Do you know what I mean? Even you with your little third place, something they have up there. But we'll come back to that anyway later on.
Don't hate the player, baby.
No, I hate no player. Your position is temporary. Let's get that straight. And I'll put money on that if you want. No, we don't condone betting, but we'll speak afterwards. So there's a game that's just finished tonight, guys. Let's get back to the football, obviously. You don't want to hear any more about our personal lives. Yeah, there's a big game on that's just finished. Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 4. Now, for those of you that don't know, Shannon, who is the producer of the Breakthrough TV show, he's been... He's been in here in the studio here, trying to set up the studio. 1 minute the guy's bouncing off the walls, next minute he's flat on the floor because the game went topsy-turvy. They went ahead, Man United went ahead through Amad Diallo. Weird goal, cross came in. Goalkeeper, Cunha's tried to get ahead to it, doesn't get it. Keeper's kind of, you know, inadvertently got it with his hand. The ball then kind of bounces up, I think, off the bar. And then out, and Diallo's just coming in and heads into an empty net, essentially. And then there was a bit of a VAR check because they wondered whether Cunha got a touch on the ball. Because if he'd got a touch on the ball when he went for the ball initially, that would have deemed Diallo offside. Yeah. So there was a VAR to see whether he touched the ball. He hadn't. So the goal stood. Antoine Semenyo then, big boy, been a bit quiet for the last few weeks. But he, you know, blasted back on the stage tonight with a great, again, I mean, all of his goals just seem to be like worldies now. started way out on the right-hand side of the pitch, and Old Trafford's a big old pitch, and he worked his way into the kind of right-hand side channel of the penalty area and then just put a beautiful fizzing low shot across the goalkeeper into the far corner. Great goal. I didn't see the Casemiro goal, but I hear it was a header from a corner.
Yes.
That's the only goals that Casemiro scores. So even if you haven't seen Casemiro's goal, just assume it's a header from a corner.
Yeah. I know it's a header. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a corner, but saying that, I can see the corner.
Yeah, you can see where we're going here. So it was a header. He scored with a header anyway, and that was like 4 minutes into first half injury time. So it went in 2-1, 2-1 up. After the break, 1 minute after, what a game, man. 1 minute after the half-time interval, Ivan Nilsson then equalises for Bournemouth. Again, really good goal. Strength, holding off I think it was who's the defender they got from France? What's his name again?
Leriano.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Not a mercy. This is what happens when you do a show at 10 o'clock, guys. Yeah, this is what happens. Let Yoro. That's what I was looking at. Yoro. Hold off Yoro, then he's able to get his shot away, past the goalkeeper, makes it 2-2. Then then Tavernier steps up and bangs a bad boy free kick, left-footed, low. You know when there's you got the wall, then you got someone who probably stands sometimes a little bit to the left of the wall, then you got someone who stands maybe 2 or 3 yards left of that, so there's a little gap. And he took the gap. Simple as he hit it through the gap that was left by the Man United defenders, and the goalkeeper didn't get across to save it, which is weird because that's where the goalkeeper probably should be standing because the wall was guarding the other part of the goal. So yeah, there's going to be questions asked about the keeper on that one. Go on.
Questions asked about a Man United goalkeeper.
I know it sounds familiar, doesn't it?
But when you look at it in terms of channels and trajectories of the ball could go, that's where they're kind of enticing the player to put the ball.
Exactly.
So your goalkeeper, in theory, should have
be covering now because that's what should deter him from going through that gap.
Yeah.
Right, and he should be trying to go over the wall.
Yeah.
But there's not much that kind of aligns to sensible logic at Old Trafford nowadays, to be honest with you. Bruno Fernandes then came up with one of his own free kicks, Bruno's special. This time he curled it into the top right-hand corner from the left-hand channel, so, where you'd expect the ball to go kind of thing from that free kick. And then 2 minutes later, Matheus Cunha steps up, really unlucky. Who was it going down the left-hand side? Someone was going down the left. I don't know who it was. They crossed the ball in. I think it was Darlow. Darlow. Crossed the ball in. A Bournemouth defender gets the ball to stop it going across the goal, but inadvertently knocks it straight into the path of Matheus Cunha, who's coming in behind him. Then he's got an easy side-footed finish into the near-post area to make it 4-3. Shannon then starts big talk in the studio, like they're about to win the Premier League. And then he steps out the studio for 2 minutes, comes back, and it's 4-4. Courtesy of Krupi, who had just come on the pitch, literally. I mean, what I'm trying to see what minute he came on. He came on in the 84th minute. Okay, so he's on the pitch for, about a minute, because he scored in the 84th minute. So literally his first touch, scores to equalise. So the game ends 4-4. Absolutely crazy game. Love that game. I've been checking my emails to see if the Grime journalist has sent his roundup through. I think when he saw 4-3, he probably just said, I give up. He's probably gone to bed because I haven't seen anything yet. But if we do get it through during the show, guys, obviously we'll play the Grime journalist roundup of the weekend's games. I mean, amazing game. Lots of goals, lots of talking points. The biggest talking point for me, Kobe Main, who came on the pitch.
Oh, wow. When I saw him, I was like, Gene, look.
Yeah, I was like, what's it? Why are you getting so excited about it? I looked on him and I was like, whoa. And then we both came up with a theory. What was the theory?
The theory is he's put him on the pitch, and if they lose, it's his fault.
It's his fault, yeah. And that's why I don't pick him. And that's why you won't be seeing him again anytime soon.
But look who's had the last laugh.
Who?
Main, he didn't lose.
Yeah, he didn't win.
Come on. I'm gonna use. I'm on Shannon's side on this. No, I'm not.
No. Shannon's not the problem. Amorim is. And he's got an angle to say, the third and the fourth goal, that we conceded, if Ugarte was there, his pace would have gone into the ball. Okay, Amorim. Big game though, very entertaining game. I'm sure those of you that watched, especially the neutrals, would have enjoyed that game thoroughly.
I think it's a good advert for the Premier League because it shows the rough and tumble, the pace, the jeopardy. Because some of the defending was poor.
Yeah.
Some of the goalkeeping was poor. But if you don't have poor defending or poor goalkeeping, you don't have any goals. I mean, it's Monday night football, the last game of the weekend.
Yeah. And what a way to finish the weekend.
What a way to finish.
And the weekend been pretty full of goals and, and big performances, big talking points, all of that good stuff as well. You did ask the question, Wayne. I think it was probably about 3-2 or 3-3, and you said, and I'm going to do your voice. Is Man United's keeper any good?
and I'm going to do Gene's voice.
Go on.
Oh. That's all I hear.
But it was a valid question.
No, it is.
Is he any good? Because, to be honest with you, when they've won games, we haven't really seen like man of the match performances from him yet. And it's really hard for a keeper, by the way, to prove themselves, right? Because either you play behind a really good team and you don't really get much to do, or you play behind a really poor team and goals are flying left, right, and centre, and then you get the blame for some of them, right? So it's probably like a really difficult way to judge him and his ability. However, what I would say is, on that one there where you play behind a good team, so therefore you don't get as many opportunities to show what you can do. The best goalkeepers in the world, even if they have one thing to do in that game, they do it with class, they do it with ability that shows you, this is why they're one of the number one keepers. And that's why they play for one of the best teams in the league.
Well, if you look at Manuel Neuer, plays in the Bayern defence. Bayern defence, historically, German defence, very solid. And then he has to do something, and he does it very, very well.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that I believe that's why he's at the stage in his career. Look at Ter Stegen at Barcelona, and Barcelona were dominating.
Yeah.
He didn't really have much to do, but I think that's the position you've got to be switched on for the whole game,
especially at a club like that.
You can't be off it because that one chance, that one goal, all of a sudden,
and it could be the difference between 3 points or 1 point or no points. I think a current example is Donnarumma. Now, Man City, I know they're not at their supreme best as they have been over the years, but they still don't give away that many chances. But he's already shown his worth for them. As a goalkeeper, he's already pulled off some ridiculous saves already. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with Donnarumma, he's a top quality goalkeeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's a top quality goalkeeper when he goes to Man City, Ederson leaves, and you have not heard nobody say anything at all about Ederson.
You're not wrong.
I mean, James Trafford must be absolutely crying in his porridge.
Yeah.
Thinking, I've got a big chance to go to Man City.
But you know what? I'm going to call James Trafford's decision to move to Manchester City. I'm going to put that down to Sidwell syndrome. And that now is a term that I'm going to coin. Yeah, and you know what I'm going to say, right? Previous victims of Sidwell syndrome. Danny, drink water. Move from Leicester to Chelsea, never to be seen again. Who's your boy at Manchester City? We mentioned him last week. The boy from Leeds. I don't know why.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, I can't remember his name because I haven't seen him for so long. Calvin Phillips.
And he's still at Manchester City.
Yeah, so Calvin Phillips moving from Leeds to Manchester City, never to be seen again. And when he did, he stinks out the place. Who was the other Chelsea one? There was another Chelsea midfielder that went there recently.
Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Went to Chelsea, never to be seen again, apart from in the Europa Conference League that nobody watches anyway. Europa Conference League, sorry. He's escaped, though. Which I'm really pleased for. But it shows what you can do.
It shows what you can do, when you escape, exactly. So, Mr. Trafford, going to Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, and you really believed him when he said, yes, of course you'll be my number one.
He wasn't
until Donnarumma comes in. What do you think? He was for 2 weeks in pre-season.
He started the season because remember Donnarumma didn't get there till about 3-4.
That's what I'm saying.
So
for 2 weeks in pre-season, he was the number one.
No, he started the Premier League.
And then did he start the Premier League?
He started the Premier League.
Did he start in the Premier League?
He started in the Premier League.
How many games?
The games that one or two. The games that he played was before Donnarumma came. When there was talk about Ederson going. So he played a couple of games for Manchester City in the Premier League. And to be fair, he didn't surround himself in glory. Yeah,
but I mean, it's his first couple of games.
Remember, he went back there because he was there. He was there originally.
Yeah, that's right.
He left.
Yeah. So he thought this was the coming home, right?
Yeah.
He thought it was going to be that fairy tale ending.
He never spoke to Joe Hart, did he?
When Pep first got there, you mean?
Like, if James Trafford had spoke to Joe Hart, he'd probably have been like, actually...
Listen, I don't believe any of them stories there, because to be honest with you, Pep Guardiola hardly spoke to Joe Hart. He was his first team keeper.
What I mean is that as soon as Pep Guardiola went to Manchester City, Joe Hart's Manchester City career ended.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. It was pretty much straight away, wasn't it? Because of the fact he said he wasn't any good with his feet.
Yeah, and he got Claudio Bravo.
That's right,
and that was the end.
Which is a shame.
So if he'd have spoken to Joe Hart...
Oh, you mean Joe Hart would have told him, don't bother?
Don't bother?
Got it, I'm with you. Yeah, no, just, how poor. But anyway, Sidwell syndrome, let's coin that. And I'm sure we can think of many other players. We might do a section of the show one week where we say, let's talk about some players that, had Sidwell syndrome.
I like that. I like that.
I'm sure I mean, to be fair, Chiesa, kind of got it. He's a, foreign import to the Sidwell syndrome to a degree, because if he came and he really thought he was going to get minutes ahead of Salah, if the club, I don't even know if it was slot signing, but if the club had said, you're coming into, to rival Mo Salah. Have you seen what Mo Salah's done after he was on the bench for 3 games? You really think? And bless Chiesa. Anyway, we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. But sorry, going back to your Sidwell syndrome. Yeah. There's players with Chelsea. Yeah. Because there's a player that was at Villa called Charney Chukwuemeka.
Yes, yeah. That's right. I remember.
He was starring in England under the 21s. Yeah. Steven Gerrard was playing him in the Villa first team. Looked really, really good. Really strong.
Yeah.
Sidwell syndrome.
When he went to Everton?
No. He went to Chelsea.
Chelsea, of course.
Sidwell syndrome.
Of course.
And then all of a sudden now he's at Borussia Dortmund.
I mean, again, the good thing about Sidwell syndrome is these players are finding cures. Man like Danny Drinkwater. Yo, it just debilitated him.
Bro.
I mean, I want to know, has he even retired yet?
He's retired now.
Has he?
Yeah, he got... I think there's some personal stuff going on at back.
I'm not surprised, because that's not going to be too good for the mental health, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
He came to Villa and he looked...
Of course he did. A shell.
Shadow of this
man. And this is what I'm saying. So this is why I say, when man like Isaac say, I ain't playing, I want to move, I don't have any hate for them for that, because when clubs are done with you and they ruin your career, a player leaving the club will always still exist. A club treating players like that, they ruin... Careers, they ruin probably families because of the home pressure and what he's taking home with him. Man, ruin people's lives. So me, I'm okay. If you wanna go AWOL, do your thing, brother. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sidwell syndrome.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling,
Chelsea again.
What happened to Raheem, man?
Again, Chelsea being, Chelsea seems to be like the region where the breakouts are more severe than other regions, right?
What do they call it? Chelsea's a pandemic.
Chelsea. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, pandemic. What's going on there? Where is he,
bruv? Honestly, I feel for him, and I feel for any other player that goes through that kind of thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, no player deserves to be treated like that. And the worst thing is when they have these players there and a transfer window comes around, everyone's like, oh, they must get a move. And then they'll be like, well, no, we still need them in our squad. They're an integral part of our squad. Why? Because you got no one else to pick up the cones on the training ground.
But what I'm hearing, he's not even allowed to train with the first team.
Who, Raheem? Yeah. Nah, man, Raheem's doing his own thing now, man. I see him on social media. Man's just doing like bare socials and, kind of like
he's got to do something.
And, to
he's
keep himself busy.
Something.
I know.
But you know what? Respect to him though, because he's gone back to his people. He wanted to get back to London, you know what I mean? Because he's from North Wheezy.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why he went back to Chelsea. Yeah, exactly.
and doing his thing.
So my thing is then, we're coming up to a break, man, because I want to get into something about that, man. But we're going to get into it a bit later on. Remind me, Wayne, we're going to whiz through some of the games, but I want to talk about how we stop players' careers being ruined by clubs and whether something needs to come in, whether the authorities need to put something in place. Because at the moment, clubs are playing kind of judge and jury on players' careers, players who are willing to work for their place, being made promises, and then their careers are being killed. Do you know what I mean? By these clubs who have too much money. And usually it's a club that have more money than sense, because they can afford to pay you 250 grand a week and not have you anywhere near the training squad. It's not really a big deal for them. The smaller clubs, they'll say, well, if I'm paying you that,
you gotta play.
We need to play you on the pitch, bro. You need to give us something.
Not just train, you got to play.
Yeah, you need to give us something back. Do you know what I mean? But the bigger clubs, they're so frivolous with their money, they can afford to do that and kill people's careers. So let's talk about that a bit later on. Oh, I love that. We didn't even plan that one, Wayne. Okay, it's 10:30, guys. We're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we will talk about some of the football, including Voltamoda's bullet header into his own net. See you on the other side. And we're back in the game. You're in tune to newstarradio.com and Breakthrough TV on YouTube for the Genius Football Show every Monday night, 10 o'clock, when Liverpool win. As Wayne said. So, okay, let's get into the games, Wayne, because we've been talking about a lot of other stuff before, which I like, but let's talk about some of the football. I made a reference to Baltimore's bullet header. Bullet header against Sunderland. Sorry, for Sunderland against Newcastle on the weekend. The first time away derby in a decade, I think it was. I mean, I think Newcastle fans, Toon fans, would have already been absolutely seeing that Sunderland have just come up and they're still above them in the table, you know, even going into that match. But I think they would have been really hoping that, you know, going into the match, that they would have been able to set the record straight. And it was they're one of their biggest signings in their history that proved the decider, but just at the wrong end. It's beautiful.
I'm just trying to think, excuse me, can you imagine what Sunderland as an area would have been like approaching this game? Can you imagine what Newcastle, it's the first time we're derbying, is it 10 years?
Yeah, in a decade, yeah.
And then Sunderland on a good run, they're doing very, very well in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They're kind of punching above their weights. Nobody expected this from Sunderland.
No.
And is it Lefay, who's the manager of Sunderland?
Debris. Yeah.
His stock's risen.
Yeah. His stock what, sorry?
His stock's risen.
Yeah.
Like, who is he? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, as well, he's such a lovely guy. So, Sunderland versus Liverpool game, I was up there, and in the press conference, he just comes across as just like a really cool, sweet guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, how the hell do you manage 25 players? Because he's just got this really soft kind of persona about him. But I mean, even when they scored, the way he celebrated, like a little child on the sideline.
You say that?
Yeah.
But he had no problems dropping Wilson Isidore.
Well, there we go.
You know what I mean?
There we go.
You can see that.
So
you might have this, you know what I mean? Like, but there might be like this kind of persona.
Yeah.
There's still underbelly that you got to get a job done.
There's got to be, right? When you're managing like 25, 26 big personalities in a change room,
gosh, yeah.
and then you got to deal with telling people you're not playing today and whatnot, or you're getting dropped or whatever. So you've got to have something about him. Really, I mean, where has he come from, though? Seriously, do you know?
No.
Okay, that's fine. We didn't think we were going to cover that. But I think it was from Lorient in France. At Lorient, his record read 76 games, won 23, lost 33, drawn 20. So he lost more than he won. So, you know, it's not like he came in with a huge reputation. So it was a big, you know, it's a gamble. So this is it now, right? My big thing is sometimes, so I was speaking to my Liverpool boys, about, you know, if Slot goes, who's the manager come in. I told them I have always, since seeing the job that Nuno did at Wolves and how he got them into Europe and had them playing some really nice, expansive football. Yeah, even though they had some good players, you know, they were given a decent budget at the time, but he still got to play some really good, expansive football that he didn't really associate with a team of Wolves' stature at that time. Yeah. I think he's done it at Nottingham Forest again, personally, got them punching way above their weight and where they should be at the moment. So I said, I would be happy to have a punt on Núñez. But then what do? They look at his current progress at West Ham and totally poo-poo it. And I say, well, firstly, come on now. The problems at West Ham were there 2 years before he got there. He can't turn that around in a couple of months. Well, if we think back to Moyes, they were winning the European trophy under Moyes, right? And when Rice was still there.
But they sacked Moyes.
Yeah, that's my point, which was probably a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah. And then since then, it's been a bit of a nosedive, right? So my thing is, what he's gone there to turn around is not going to be turned around in a couple of months. You know what I mean? That he's been there.
I think similar with Thomas Frank at Spurs.
Correct.
You can't really judge the manager on the games that they've had so far.
Can you imagine?
Because you've got to weed out the roots.
And also the fact that the problems they're trying to fix are not problems that just came about in the last few weeks. Yeah,
the systemic problem.
It's a systemic problem. So for me, I said, yeah, Nuno, I'd take him. But what happens is people think, well, no, because he was rubbish at that team, so that means he could never be good at this team. Was Carlo Ancelotti a success at Everton? Did he come and you know, majorly change the way they play and also change their fortunes in the 2 months that he was there?
he managed to get James Rodriguez to Everton. He ain't going there if Ancelotti weren't there. I don't think he was there long enough to really implement his style. But when you listen to the players and you listen to some of the coaches and they talk about his impact at Everton, they'll say that he was great. Yeah, he was very, very laid back.
Yeah,
he was very relaxed about certain things.
Totally.
And he wasn't the kind of technical genius.
Why?
Because he had the people around him to do that.
But also, he probably realizes that the players that I have at my disposal are not going to be able to implement maybe some of the ideas that I was able to implement at Real Madrid. So I think a good manager also understands that. Okay.
Cut your cloth accordingly.
Cut your cloth accordingly. I can't remember who it was. There was a manager who was an ex-player. He'd gone and managed maybe in the lower league. It might have been Troy Deeney, actually, I think, because he speaks quite candidly about his time. Was it Crawley Town that he met?
Forest Green Rovers.
Forest Green Rovers. He speaks quite candidly about his time there, because he didn't have long there either, did he?
A couple of weeks of it.
Correct. Yeah, I think it was a bit longer than that. But what he was saying was that he realised that he's expecting things of players that haven't played anywhere near the level that he's played, and he's trying to implement ideas that he has been, kind of privy to in his playing career.
The same thing, Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah.
We're talking about Glenn Hoddle was the Tottenham manager.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that, hold on a minute, the things that he can still do with the ball and the passes that he can hit, they can't.
They can't, exactly. And sometimes it's difficult for a manager to almost dumb himself down in order to, because he wants to show his prowess as a manager and show, oh, look how technical I am. I can, play a double pivot and an inverted, goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? They just start all these new things. So yeah, totally. For me, Nuno would be the guy. Anyway, talking about this Regis Lebris, no one would have expected him to come here and do what he's doing now, I'm sure. So as you say, his stock has risen. People are now saying, oh, who is this guy? Yeah. And he's got Sunderland, in 6th place. Do you know what I mean? Just behind the current league champions, which is, a huge effort, right?
And then following this weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. So, Sunderland beating Newcastle, bragging rights in the Northeast. You talk about, can you imagine Sunderland, leading up to the game and how excited they would have been to be able to have a shot at their local rivals after a long time, right?
And it wasn't the case of, Newcastle were favourites to win, but it wasn't the case of, oh my gosh, they're going to absolutely blow them away.
Were they favourites, though?
If you go with the bookmakers, Newcastle were slight favourites.
Slight
favourites to win.
Okay.
But Sunderland have got this uncanny knack of bringing people down a pick or two this season.
Yeah, and that's why I asked, were they actually favourites with the bookies? Because it was at the Stadium of Light. Yeah. Newcastle have been very hot and cold. Yeah. I think Sunderland have actually been extremely consistent in their performances, even if the results haven't gone their way. There's always been a level of performance that has seen whoever they're playing have to fight hard to get points off them. Do you know what I mean? So for me, going there, in my mind, I thought, I can't see anything but a Sunderland win with how pumped they're going to be for the game. Their chance to actually put one over on their Newcastle rivals. Probably their best opportunity to do so in the past 20 years maybe, or, even beforehand.
But if you look at it, the players on the pitch, the 11 players on the pitch, Newcastle had the stronger 11 on the pitch.
On paper. Yeah, on paper. Yeah. But
you got, I think it was Gordon, Fulton-Marden, Barnes.
And they had the Gumares in midfield as well, along with Tonali, exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you look at it, like you can see, but are those players ready to go into that cauldron and play in that?
And the one player that could was obviously local boy Dan Burns. And they made sure they ripped that heart out of the Newcastle side early. Man. You see the two knees in the chest. And Dan Burns ain't going down easy. Bro, and the fact he tried to play on.
He had to go to hospital.
Yeah, I know. What did he broken ribs?
To look at his ribs, going to say he couldn't breathe.
That's mad. Yeah, no, listen, he has to be not able to breathe before he was going to come off that pitch, because there's nothing else that was going to take him off the pitch.
But I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Dan Ballard.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Dan Ballard from the Championship because he was like
solid. Go on.
A solid.
Solid. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. He's a solid meat and two veg
defender. I'm telling you, trust.
That was like his theatre. That was like his playground. He was running around that pitch and he was flying into those tackles and he was getting in the box and getting on the headers. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy. Yeah. They brought him into the after the changing room. Yeah. The testers were following him off the pitch just to bring him in, just to check.
They had him in the change room, 2 minutes before they came out, I'm sure. About a 5-man standing 6 feet away, prodding him with a stick.
Because he just looked like he's gonna Ribena berry.
Yeah,
he looked like he's gonna pop.
He was ready.
And what a performance!
I'm telling you. So Wayne, so that's a game, by the way. What was that? Sunderland Newcastle, right?
Yep.
That's a game where I think there was about 3 shots from each side. There's 3 shots from each side. Sunderland had 1 on target, which wasn't the one they scored with, because obviously Voldemort scored with that. And it was 1-0. Not a lot happened in that game. It took us 15 minutes to go through that one game. This is how much we can talk about anything football. And I love it, I have to say. But we're not going to cover all the games, man. So let's get moving. So I want to start with Arsenal Wolves, if you don't mind. Let's start at the top of the table. Yeah, it's a good place to start. Yeah. Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. It was Saturday night kickoff. I hate 8 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday night. I was trying to powder my nose, getting ready to go out to my cousin's thing, and I've got to keep poking around the corner to see if, who scored. And it wasn't an Arsenal player. Just, plot spoil. What do they call it? When they say a spoiler? Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, yeah. It wasn't an Arsenal player that scored.
But I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
How can Arsenal win a game of football
without scoring a goal? No, that's the whole point. Exactly.
And then you look at the first goal. You're going to go for it. I'll wait till you finish.
Let me go through, so people know what we're talking about. For those that didn't see the game, firstly, I'd say, Saka was the main protagonist again for Arsenal, obviously, on the night. Listen, I don't think he's world class yet. I don't think he's there, but I tell you what, he's consistent. And he does what he does consistently, and people still can't get the ball off him. Whatever happened to, like, a straightener? Just put him into the stands. Take your yellow card, yeah? And then you don't need Saka again because he'll get rid of the ball as soon as you get anywhere near him. He just took the Wolves defence to the cleaners to a degree. But what happened was they didn't create clear-cut chances. I don't think they had a shot on target until maybe the 60-something minute, which was a Declan Rice long ranger from outside the box that Sam Johnston did well to get down, tip around the post. But in terms of the goals, it was a corner that the first goal came from. You'd probably say, okay, yeah, that's pretty typical for Arsenal, but not in this manner. It was a Saka corner, deep corner, in-swinger. It's gone over the keeper. The keeper's backpedaling, dives up in the air to see if he can tip it. He might have got the touch that actually tipped it onto the post, because it may have gone in, maybe off the post otherwise. But he got a touch on it, tipped it onto the post. He's still airborne when the ball rebounds off the post, hits him in the back and goes in. I mean, we were talking about Rob Andrews last week, weren't we? I mean, how's your luck, Rob? Come on, man. That's Rob Edwards. Rob Edwards, even. Rob Andrews. Rob Edwards. We were talking about him last week. I mean, how is your luck? Because Wolves, I have never seen such organisation in a Wolves team since before Gary O'Neill. Yeah. Defensively. At the Emirates, against the league leaders.
Probably when Nuno was there?
Probably. Yeah. That defensive action was immense. So we can talk about, and I'm sure we will talk about Arsenal's probably, lack of, threat and incision in these games. And the last couple of games we're talking about now, really. However, Wolves put in a shift that night. They were throwing themselves in front of things. I was like, yeah, now I can see you're playing for the manager. Now I can see his influence actually on this team from the last manager to this one, right? So they go 1-0 up. And you think to yourself, okay, yeah, Arsenal are going to run out now. Wolves bring on a young boy by the name of Mateus Mane, 18-year-old Portuguese player. Not played many games for Wolves, but he did play in the midweek game. No, it wasn't a midweek game at all. No, I'm lying. He hasn't played many. He's played a few games, but not many. But he comes on. He winds up to take a shot. They brought on also the Nigerian striker, Tolu Arakadore.
Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure everyone will say well done, but Mane goes to wind up for a shot about 20 yards out. I'm thinking, don't do that. And then he shoots. I'm like, oh, God, look at this daisy cutter to, straight into Raya's arms. Raya's moving across nice and easily just to collect the ball. And Akadore steps up, just nods the ball past him, just redirects it slightly from about, probably 10 yards out. Past the keeper, 1-1. Obviously, the Wolves fans go mad. You're thinking, great, Arsenal are dropping more points, this, that, the other. And then...
And that was the 90th minute.
And that was the 90th minute. So we're going into injury time now. In the 94th minute, Gabriel Jesus made his return as well, so it was good to see him back on the pitch. Saka again gets the ball out on the right, cuts it on his left, as we know he's going to do. But you know he's going to do it, but you still can't stop him. Whips in another cross. Jesus goes up. He thinks, well, everyone else thinks anyway, that he's got the vital touch, but nope, it wasn't him. It was actually Yerson Mosquera, not the Mosquera that plays for Arsenal, the Wolves version, who it inadvertently just flies off his forehead because he's behind Jesus. I don't think he sees the ball because Jesus is going up in front of him. Jesus misses it, and it just glanced off his head and goes into the corner. Really, really, really unfortunate for him and for Wolves. I don't think they deserved that at all. Did Arsenal deserve the win? They'll probably say, well, you know, in terms of possession and, you know, the areas of the pitch that we were dominating, they'll probably think they deserved it. But for me, real sickener for Rob Edwards. You were going to say something about the goals. Forgotten?
It's gone.
Okay, that's cool. You told me to go through them, then you were going to say something, but that's fine. One thing that was really telling, Rice wasn't happy at the end of the game. I heard that he went off in the change room after the game as well, even when they scored the winner and they're all kind of celebrating and going wild and everyone's doing their own personal celebrations in front of the crowd. Rice, you could see Rice in the background coming across, just, you know, running his hand through his head to make sure his hair looks good. Yeah. But he wasn't happy. You know, he didn't look happy, and he's probably like saying we shouldn't have made such hard work of this, to be honest. Yeah. So he's really the level-headed one. I heard that in the change room after, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that he kind of went off at the team in the change room as well for the performance, maybe. And I think that's exactly the kind of character you need in the change room to say, this means nothing, that was woeful, and we didn't deserve those 3 points.
That is that elite mentality.
Yeah, yeah.
Mentality monster that you need in your change room that helps you get over the finishing line, that helps you win these things.
Yeah.
Now, watching that game, I think it was 70% possession to Arsenal, 30% possession to Wolves.
That's right.
But Wolves, when you watch that game, you're like, you know what, that is unlucky. Don't get me wrong, unlucky doesn't get you points in the Premier League. Unlucky doesn't keep you at the top level.
Of course.
But what that does is that gives you hope for the future in terms of what can happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Arsenal celebrating their goals, I'm watching them thinking, is that the mark of champions?
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
And I think, as you said, Rice is kind of showing, actually, no, this doesn't mean a thing. We've got away with one here. Exactly,
yeah, spot on. And if we play like that again next week, likelihood we won't get away with it again. Yeah. So you talk about the possession stats. I don't even look at possession stats anymore because most of the games that we'll watch nowadays, the team that loses probably has the highest possession. Yeah. And what I've actually started to look at when I'm looking at games, I'm saying, actually, it's the teams that are risk takers that have the least possession, but the risk takers, they find ways of creating chances, probably create more gilt-headed opportunities than the ones that are a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit more safe. And all this possession, a lot of it is on the halfway line, going back and forth between their centre-backs and full-backs and back to the keeper, then back out to the centre midfield, then back out to the right. You know what I'm saying?
So their passing stats up and their completion.
That's all it is, exactly. So for me, that means nothing. So I look at the actual, you know, what was the goal threat like? 70% possession, you said, to Arsenal?
Yep.
30% to Wolves, right?
Yep.
Both teams had 2 shots on target. That's all I want to know about. Arsenal had 11 shots off target.
Yeah.
So you could say, okay, they were putting pressure on the Wolves' goal. So that side I'll look at and say, okay, that's huge. Wolves didn't have any shots on target. They had 2 shots scored with one of them. That was it. On target. I'm trying to think if there were any other opportunities, but yeah, can't. And then Arsenal had 8 corners. Wolves didn't even have a corner. So there's dominance there, but that's more so for me on the attempts on goal as opposed to possession.
But what you've got to look at, you've got to look at Arsenal first.
Yeah.
Wolves 20th.
Last, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's top playing bottom. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be a kind of peaking class, but even though you're bottom, you can still make a fist of it, and that is exactly what Wolves did.
Well, very good, because what I was going to say was, we've seen teams at the bottom who play, you know, top versus bottom, but the team at the bottom has shown, they've shown examples of where they can turn it on in certain games. Wolves have shown nothing of the sort all season. So to see that was very promising, to say, okay, maybe they can at least make a fist of it. We're not saying they're going to, you know, necessarily escape relegation.
No, they're gone. Let's
exactly
call it like
we're not saying they're going to escape, but they can get a bit of pride back in the team, a bit of pride back in the area. You know what I mean? Let the players start to feel good about themselves again. Yeah. And then you know what? Sometimes you just never know. But at least give yourself at least put yourself in the realms of fantasy, because at the moment you're not even in fantasy world at the moment. You know, as you say, it's just like, no, it's done. You know, we can't even think about a dream comeback. At least put yourself in a position where your fans could start to dream and say, Oh, look at that. You know, it's only 12 points we're behind, like, you know, 17th place now.
You're not doing a good job selling.
And there's 15 points to play for.
We can do this. We can do a Man City in a Man City.
Let them believe, man. Everyone's got to have a dream, right? Let them at least dream. Let them at least have some belief. So anyway, that's what I'd say. You know, at least it looks like there's something there for them to play for now. We'll come back to the Man City Crystal Palace game later because I want to talk about that probably, you know, just in a little bit of depth, not too much. So the next game, let's talk about before we go on the break, Wayne. We can't talk about Villa because you'll speak about that for 2 hours. Brentford Leeds, really quickly. I call this the battle of the old timers because you had Jordan Henderson, who obviously scored for Leeds. Brentford, his first goal as well for his new club.
And he celebrated by doing the Jota.
The Diogo Jota thing, which was really sweet. But again, his goal was similar to Cunha's goal tonight, where again the ball came in from the left. I think it was Rico Henry down the left, crossed the ball low. A Leeds defender cut out the cross, but then it just fell straight to Jordan Henderson, who's running in, and then he shoots and it goes off the Leeds defender again and into the net. And then your man Calvert-Lewin stepped up with a. If you had to say what kind of goals does Dominic Calvert-Lewin score?
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Right. So that was the goal, right? Is that
Calvert-Lewin is when he's fit, which isn't very often. He is simply unplayable when you play that.
Putting them kind of balls
when you're putting them balls in. You know, look what he did to. Remember what he did to Liverpool last season?
Just about to say there was a game, and that's against someone who is pretty dominant in the air in Van Dijk, and you know, and Ibu. Just crazy when he gets up. If you can put the ball the right crossing, as you say, there's nothing you can do because he's on the run. He's on the run all the time, and when he leaps, jeez,
he hovers.
So he soared. Yeah.
But then if you look at the goals that he scored against, I think he scored against Chelsea. He scored
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Oh no, sorry, Manchester City.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually wrote that down because I thought, well, look at that. Yeah, City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Those are the goals. So he scored 4 in 4 now. Yeah. So he's on a run of 4 in 4, which is great run of form. And the previous games before the Brentford game, it was City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. He scored in all 3 of them. Yeah. I mean, it was a penalty against us, you know, so let's not hype him too much on that one. But you know, he did score exactly, and it was a pretty emphatic penalty, let's say. Yeah. So yeah. Looks that Leeds are starting to get a tune out of him, which is nice to see as well, because he kind of got there and he looked, you know, a bit of a slow start.
Well, he injured.
And hasn't really played regular football for a long time, even at Everton, because of injuries as well. So yeah, I'm pleased for him, the player, to be, getting back on the score sheet. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the battle of the old timers there. I'm sure Danny Welbeck will say, yeah, but, you know, hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? With my 37-year-old knees. Okay, cool. We're going for a break in a second. Wayne, what was your highlight of the weekend, apart from Morgan Rogers' second goal?
My highlight?
Yeah, of the weekend, football-wise. Can't be anything to do with Villa.
Can't be. What do you mean can't be anything to do with Villa?
Because otherwise you're going to go with Villa. That's predictable. You know, let's put a bit of creativity into this team.
Creativity or dropping him on the spot?
Yeah, and dropping you on the spot, both. That's where creativity comes from.
Okay. I would say how Nottingham Forest put Spurs in their place.
That was pretty, yeah. That was. That's a highlight for you. Okay, we'll talk about that later on. I'll ask you why you thought that was a highlight for you.
Nottingham Forest, bro.
My highlight of the weekend,
Your pre-prepared highlight of the weekend?
No, I've just thought about it. We had two. Bro, this is what professionals do, bro. We think on our feet. You know what I'm saying? We're fluid. We can move.
Go on then.
So I just thought, well, how do we fill 3 minutes? So I'm actually looking through all my notes now to say, okay, what was the highlight? What happened again? I think mine's the Voltemada goal. I don't think we gave it enough praise. It was a bullet header. Bro, it was enough. It's one of those goals. If you scored it as a striker, you're replaying that over and over and over again.
I'm surprised he didn't start celebrating.
Bro,
I'm looking at them thinking, it doesn't matter what goal it is. If it's the other half, it would have been the right goal.
What is he trying to do? Because he did the whole, you do the shot and then you fling your head towards the ball. He did the whole motion.
Bro, he probably got shook. He probably heard the raucous in the stage of a light. I was like, you know what? I need to get out of here.
But seriously, what is he trying to do at that point? Is he trying to head it over the bar, do you think?
I don't think he was thinking. I just think he wanted to get his head on it. And he just wanted to get it away.
I mean, listen, That's a video you need to show all young budding strikers how to head a ball. You know what I mean? And get that neck muscles going and everything, man. In off the bar. Yo, you know a goal in off the bar looks even more special, innit? Bruv, there's a couple of goals I watched this weekend. I watched them and I just bust out laughing. That was one of them, the Voltamada. What was the other one? There's another goal that I watched and I was in bits. I just had to keep replaying it. I'll come back to it later on. I'll let you know what the other one was later on. You see, look, 3 minutes filled, Wayne. You see what I'm saying? This is just, just keep it seamless. Do you know what I mean? Seamless. Guys, it is 11 o'clock. We're going to go for a break now. We're going to be back on the other side in a couple, so do stay tuned. And again, remember, if you listen on newstarradio.com, you can even have the radio on listening to newstarradio.com, and you can have YouTube on watching Breakthrough TV, you know what I'm saying? So you get the best of both worlds. So do make sure that you're checking out YouTube as well, Breakthrough TV and newstarradio.com, and we shall see you on the other side.
7 FM. New Style Radio.
And we are back in the game. Welcome back, guys. It's just gone past the hour of 11 o'clock. You're in tune to newstarradio.com and also Breakthrough TV on YouTube. So Breakthrough TV, guys, it's our new platform for broadcasting the show alongside newstarradio.com, obviously. It just allows you to see our pretty face in the studio, which I know you've all been yearning for. We did our market research, you know what I'm saying? The market, the listeners voted and they said, yo, we need to see two young, good-looking black men on the big screen, right?
On the big screen.
On the big screen, man. You know what I'm saying? Why we're teasing these people with our, dulcet tones, man. Let them see the full package, innit?
Definitely.
I lie? Right.
Truth.
Stop laughing, Shannon, man. Be boosting us up here, man. All right, so let's get back into it because we've got a lot of football to talk about and not a lot of time. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 3. So I was down there, obviously, after I got my locks down around the corner, straight down to Selhurst Park to cover the game for the paper. Now, I think this, on paper, was an extremely tricky game for Manchester City. Palace, we know, have been on a great, not just run of form, I'm talking about their progression as a club and as a squad under Ollie Glasner. They're a totally different proposition to the team, that started last season, if you like, when he first came and they couldn't buy a win for love nor money. The last time the two teams met was obviously in the FA Cup final, where Palace also got...
was it, the Community Shield?
No, they played Liverpool in the Community Shield, yeah. Because we won the Premier League and they won the FA Cup, so it was Liverpool they played and beat. Okay, fair enough. And beat.
All right, sorry.
And beat, yeah. So the last time they played City was in the FA Cup final, beat them 1-0. And even that in itself, Pep doesn't lose cup finals. That's not really a Pep thing to do you know what I mean? Especially against a team that is clearly an underdog. Usually Pep puts them to the sword, you know what I mean? Keeps it nice and simple, then talks about how great a team they were.
Yeah.
We was just lucky that we put 6 past them.
Yeah. And then speaks to their best player on the pitch after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
you played so well, man.
Yeah. So ultimately, this was always going to be a tricky test for Man City on paper. I say on paper because the end result, it looked quite effortless, but it wasn't.
The score says 3-0.
Yeah.
But that was not a 3-0 game.
Correct.
I think Crystal Palace, when you saw Ismail Assar and Mateta starting, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then Wharton, you know what? Don't sleep on this guy. Adam Wharton in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
How quickly he moves the ball, quickly he closes down.
And how comfortable he is just on the ball, under pressure. He never looks rushed.
No.
Never looks rushed.
And he's got that kind of language style with his socks halfway down his leg.
Even when he's just walking across, I was watching him walk across the pitch, he just walks like he's... Like, do I have to be here? Because he's just got this really, I really don't care,
Yeah.
But I'm still going to bad you up, do you know what I mean, for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So, as you rightly said, I think in the report that I wrote earlier on, I said, I think that the title I gave it was something along the lines of, Palace missed chances whilst ruthless City, kind of go on to take all 3 points, something along those lines. And a lot of the theme around the report was around the fact that actually Palace had many a chance to actually put a game to bed. Pino, early on, through on goal. Goalkeeper's coming out. Pick your spot. No composure. Hits it too high. Clips off the top of the bar, Ismail Assar going through on his right foot, take the shot, tries to chip it to the back post. Mateta was just a bit too far back, so didn't get to reach it. Another one in the second half where, again, Ismail Assar's put through. His pace takes him away from the defence, we know that. He's got the chance to hit it right-footed across goal first time. He wants to check back into his left foot, but he checks back into bodies. Yeah. You know, the danger gets cleared. Adam Wharton striking a foot at the post, all of that. So they had plenty of opportunities. And one thing that Ollie Glasner said is exactly what we're saying here. He said the difference was that we didn't take our chances and they did. That's what he said in the
I said the difference. Football is won in both boxes.
Yeah.
If you finish your chances and defend well, you've got a good chance of winning the game.
Correct.
Let's not get it twisted. Man City they did defend well. They did get bodies in front of the ball. You know what I mean? You could see their players were putting their body on the line. Yeah. And then when they had the chance to score their goals, ruthless.
If Man City were not about it, Palace would have been 2 or 3-0 up by half time. Yeah. If their defence were not on it. Yeah. Do you understand? Even with the missed chances, I'm saying, you know. But as always, you know, your man Haaland steps up around the 40th minute. All this intricate passing that obviously, you know, Man City are well known for, wasn't breaking down the Palace backline. Palace are one of the best well-drilled backlines that I've seen in the Premier League in a very long time. Yeah. The way they operate both defensively then offensively as well. Such a smooth transition into a defensive kind of formation. So through all the intricate play, couldn't get through. Then it just came down to Mateus Nunes just throwing a ball into the box. Throw it into the mixer.
How many times has Haaland touched the ball?
What's Spanish for the term mixer? What's Spanish for throw it into the mixer? Because that's what Pep would have told Mateus Nunes. He would have told him in Spanish more than likely. Exactly what you just said there. How many times did Haaland touch the ball? At the point of him heading the ball in, I went straight to whoscore.com to see how many times he touched the ball at that point. He touched the ball 10 times, which was 12 times less than the next Man City player. Yeah? Who was Donnarumma, the goalkeeper? Right? You see it there? One touch, one goal, bang. What? Just clinical header.
What a header?
What a header. I mean, again, he was Calvert-Lewin-esque, if you don't mind, you know, in terms of how he soared through the air. My only concern is he was off the shoulder of Chris Richards, I think he was, who was the one that jumped in front of him. I don't think Chris Richards really knows he's there, because for me, do something to just try and, even if you know you're not going to get up there with him, push his, you know, tickle his stomach, you know what I'm saying?
As a defender,
pull his big toe.
You'd be
backing into him at least something.
So he can't just get a straight up and
let him feel the physical presence. Exactly.
Because if you're moving towards him, he's not going to be able to get the power back across the goalkeeper.
But it was just too clean a jump and a finish with no other kind of factor for him to have to think about or worry about. Header back across goal. Dean Henderson, no chance. The second goal, which came in the second half, was God, I've lost my notes, firstly, and I've also lost my thoughts about who scored the second goal when. Come on, help me out here, man. Help me out when the second goal was scored.
It wasn't. I know Foden scored, but I don't know if that was the second one.
That was the third. No, that was the second goal. Thank you very much. So it was Tyreek Mitchell. Tyreek Mitchell, I think he's a lovely guy. I don't think he's ruthless enough. I don't think he has enough of an edge about him. And as a result, or arrogance even, you know, we talk about arrogance and, you know, how it's not
confidence
great.
And
confidence and arrogance is thin line and all that, right? I think he's missing a bit of that at the moment.
Okay.
Because I think for his ability and also now for his experience, because he's no longer a youth, he's no longer a young player.
He's an established
left back, and he's probably got one of the higher you know, games appearance percentages, you know, in terms of availability, because he's hardly ever injured as well. I'm not saying it was all down to him, but he lost the ball on the halfway line. From he lost the ball, he went to, I think, Nunes to Cherky. Cherky straight inside to Foden. Foden now is already on the edge of the box. Shapes like he's going to do a left curler into the left, and he just closes his body on it and cuts it bottom right-hand corner. Low shot, bottom right-hand corner again. Dean Henderson, no chance. Great finish. What I thought, very quickly, the second goal, unfortunately, was Tyreek Mitchell again. Really unfortunate slip. There's not a lot you can do about that. That's the Gerrard syndrome, if you want me to level things up. The Steve Gerrard syndrome. Literally, the ball's coming out. Paris had a sustained period of possession on the edge of the Man City box. And a cross gets cleared. Mitchell is the favourite to get to the ball because the ball's coming towards him, it's bouncing out, it's coming towards him. He slips at this really opportune moment. Savinho, who's just on with the freshest of legs on the pitch, Burns passed him.
I didn't realise he was that quick.
Yo. And then he had Pino, who was trying to do a Chiesa to keep up with him and then do the heroics on the line. Yeah. But Dean Henderson didn't give him the opportunity to. He just took him out. Took out the video and said, I'll take care of this.
And then he's questioning. It's not a penalty, but when you watch it, he had the hold of his right
Your
foot.
hand. Your hand caressed. Yeah, that is foot bottom. That's a penalty. And then obviously Haaland steps up to take the free kick. The penalty even. And dispatched it. To the chorus behind him of, where were you at Wembley? Where were you at Wembley? From the Holmesdale fans, old Palace fans in the Holmesdale stand behind the goal. Foden, great goal. I didn't think he had a particularly poor performance. I didn't think he had a particularly great performance. But Pep made sure that he pulled him down a couple of pegs when they asked about him. Thomas Tuchel was in the stands to watch the game. I wonder if maybe a couple of the journals thought, let's ask about Phil Foden, because then we can talk about Thomas Tuchel being here and this, that, the other. And they probably expected Pep to really build him up and talk him and say, this shows another side. He basically said he pressed really well defensively, and he scored his goal, obviously, but he said he gave the ball away too many times. Those are the levels we're talking about at elite management level. Yeah. That's what you need, not just a goal that's very pivotal in winning your team the game. That doesn't get you the praise. What you need is, I'm talking about now the juxtaposition between that and Arsenal, what we spoke about earlier on, and Rice. Yeah. And Rice kind of like being really upset, even though they got the win. Yeah. Pep saying, he scored a great goal. And that was the goal that probably settled the nerves. Yeah. But actually, he could have done better.
But then Phil Foden as well, in his interview, said, I didn't perform as I should have done. Yeah. And I can perform better. Yeah. So you're already seeing that, okay, this is where, I call it the Mamba mentality. Yeah. Kobe Bryant kind of coined this form, the Mamba mentality. You're constantly striving to be the very, very best that you can be. Yeah. If you're going to go for a jog, you're going to be the fastest jog you ever done. If you're going to race someone, you're going to beat them. Yeah. If you're going to, whatever it is you're doing, you have to be the best.
The best, yeah, exactly.
I'd imagine that Pep has set the bar so high.
That is where they're operating, right?
I scored a goal. Yeah. Yeah, I did that, but I gave the ball away here. Yeah. Or I wasn't getting on the ball enough, or I wasn't creating enough chances.
Exactly. And I think Pep had a chat with him on the pitch anyway before he came off. Yeah. So that probably also kind of, slightly influenced what he said in his interview as well, because he probably knew Pep was probably going to pull him down.
You know what the thing is, though? And I've got to respect him for it. Yeah. When because you know that the reporter was throwing a red herring at Foden to kind of, Pep said this. He already knew what he said.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't hear what he says. But you hear Foden's response.
Yeah. So he's probably said something.
He spoke to me about it. And I agree with him.
Fair enough. So therefore, there's no kind of like surprise for him. Firstly, when he's been asked about it, and also it just shows unity, and we're aligned. Yeah. Good management. Yeah. Great management.
Can't complain.
Cannot complain with it. So obviously that win allowed Man City to keep in touch with Arsenal, obviously, to remain 2 points behind them, and then obviously just behind Man City.
Come on, the Villa.
The Villa, indeed. Travel down to the London Stadium to face a West Ham team who are still not, they haven't had that new manager bounce quite yet. You can see improvements in their performances in certain games, but it's still not. Sometimes you just got to say, hey, they just don't have the players to get them out of the rut at the moment.
But then you look at some of the decisions that they made. They went and bought Nicholas Füllkrug, who seems to be injured the whole time he's there. Antonio was in his car crash, and he was coming back, and then they released him.
Yeah.
What other strikers do they have at West Ham?
Correct.
And West Ham love a striker.
Other than Jared Bowen, right?
Is he a striker, though?
No, but he can do a good job there for you.
Imagine what he would be like if he had a striker to work off.
Yeah.
I think
totally.
He'd be even more impressive.
Totally.
Somerville,
agree.
Fantastic game.
Yeah. But really, he played well.
Oh, he
okay, that's nice
quality.
to see him. That's nice to see him getting back up to the levels.
But I think what Nuno's done, Nuno's kind of reinstilled the confidence in them. Is kind of saying, no, you get on the ball and you create and you do what you need to do. You will lose the ball sometimes. Yeah. But in those situations, you need to defend. You need to track back.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because we'll come to the Liverpool game later, but Liverpool scored in the 46th second of the game. Ekitike, that was the opening goal. How you let West Ham go and beat that time? Huh? What? I can't hear you.
We had no Martinez.
Loud. Sorry. Hold on. None of that had anything.
No. I've started, so I will finish.
Go on. Let me hear this one.
Ezri Konsa, I think, sometimes you just need you just need a slap just to bring you back to reality.
Was that the slap he needed?
That's the slap that he needed.
Okay.
Because what are you doing, bro?
What do you do? But
why?
I'm sorry.
But he's like, you know what? He's too complacent, too lapsy-daisicals. Like, yeah, I'm big ends in it. No, bro. You're still a Premier League defender. You need to do your job properly.
But I think, me personally, it didn't start with him because when I saw, before it went to him, I thought, why are Villa, why are they voluntarily playing the ball around in their own corner? You know, there's certain teams that, even the team that play the best possession game, the first 2-3 minutes of a game, they kick off and it's like a rugby kick for touch,
Villa
and they kick it all the way up, and we say, right, let's start playing from here now.
Villa don't do that now.
But all you did was invite the pressure, and then look, pressure.
But the amount of time you invite the pressure, it creates the space.
Yeah, but
so
you know what?
I see them do it so often
that
that it is part of how Villa play. But he was too lapsy-daisical.
And also, away from home, in London Stadium, West Ham probably up for it. So in that first, 20 minutes, they're going to want to come for you. And there's an old school Trini saying, it goes, pressure does bust pipe. Yeah? And that's what West Ham gave you in that first, 40, how many seconds it was quicker than 46 seconds. Do you even know what the timing was?
I thought it was about 26 seconds, to be fair.
Yeah, well, all I know was that Ekatika's was the record fastest time for the season, and then it got broken on the Sunday. I was like, who allowed somebody to go score? And it was Villa. Anyway, so it was Mateus, it wasn't Nunes, Mateus Fernandez. There's a lot of Mateuses nowadays, isn't it? Yeah. Mateus Fernandez, who had scored the opener, as we said, robbed Ezri Konda pretty much in his own box. It was like right by the touchline near the corner flag. He comes inside, acute angle, curls a pinpoint kind of rocket into the top corner. The goalkeeper wasn't even within the width of the goal from what I saw when I think he was probably coming out to try and close him down. So that obviously gave them a 1-0 lead. Villa got themselves back on track in the 9th minute. What looked like an Ollie Watkins goal. Who crossed it in? Was it was a left footer from the right-hand side?
McGinn.
Huh? Thank you very much, McGinn. Crosses it in. Looks like Ollie Watkins gets the ball first, just in front of the defender at the near post. Replay showed it was Mavropanos who the ball came off. Own goal. So that's 3 own goals. No, 4 own goals we've spoken about. Yeah? Quick trivia. Do you know what the most own goals scored in any Premier League weekend was? Or what the record is? No? Okay. It was 6, and that was in 2014-15. And in that, was 2004, I think it was 2014-15, and in that weekend, Southampton had beaten Sunderland 8-0, and 2 of the own goals, 2 of the 6 were in that game.
Wow.
Yeah. So just a little bit of trivia for you there. So yeah, gets you back on track 1-1. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know why I kept leaving my spot. So I'm working with a new iPad here, guys. It's funny, whenever I look away and look down, it's like somebody is just coming and going like this. And I look down like, what's going on? West Ham did then go, obviously, back in the lead through Jared Bowen. Similar to the goal we spoke about with the Wolves goal, where it's a cross-come shot that kind of comes in. Then Jared Bowen's right there in front of the keeper pretty much to redirect the ball. I think there was a cross coming from the left. Ezri Konda clears the first cross.
And he's slow to get out.
Yeah. So when the ball, to be fair to him though, the ball came in very quick because the header that he's done is kind of arching back to header it, so he's kind of like off balance. And then as he's turning around now to come out, the shot's already coming from the edge of the box from Fleming, I think it was. I can't remember who it was. But the shot's coming from the box. It was Freddie Potts who'd volleyed the shot back into the box. And then, as you say, Jared Bowen is free in the middle of the 6-yard box. Ezra Konda's played him onside, and he's able just to redirect the ball past the keeper. Who was in goal for you, actually? You said
Bizop.
Who's he?
Oh, he's their keeper.
Is he? Didn't you have a Danish one or something?
Oh, we got rid of him at the beginning of the season.
Has he gone?
Yeah,
okay, cool. Bizop any good?
He's an upgrade from the keeper that we had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, where's he from?
Where do we get him from?
Yeah, what kind of country, do you know? Don't worry.
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe. Okay, that's nice.
But he's come in and he's done well. He can play with his feet. He's a good shot stopper.
Okay.
I think we've got him from a French team.
Got it. And is this his first Premier League appearance?
That's not his first Premier League appearance.
Okay, fair enough. His
first season with us. He normally plays the cup games.
Yeah.
When Martinez is injured.
Got it.
But I think it's his 2nd or 3rd start in the Premier League this season.
Okay.
He's not, like, Martinez is the established number 1.
Yeah, of course.
He is number 2, and he only plays when Martinez is injured.
I've got you.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
So that would have been a good experience for him because, having that kind of, pressure in a, big pressure game back and forth. Do you know what I mean? I would say in the 50th minute, that's when Rodgers then came to the party, equalised. Again, it was a cross from the right-hand side, Tielemans' cross. Rodgers, great control in the middle of the box, way too much space. I don't know how he's afforded that much space. Control, turn, shot low into the bottom left-hand corner. And then, the icing on the cake, a Rodgers rasper from 25 yards, dipping, curling. Areola's dive made it look even better. Areola was like doing some kind of like, I don't know, Save the Last Dance dive, just looked really dramatic.
I just think that the technique and the strike, Rodgers' strike, it's something that he's done so many times this season.
Yeah.
And then it brings me into this conversation about XG.
Go on.
I was having this conversation with someone. I was saying, like, what is XG?
Yeah.
And this is my understanding of what XG is.
So hold on, before you go into the depth, because you asked what is XG, someone's probably out there saying, yeah, what does XG stand for? And you're going to talk about something that doesn't say what it means. So obviously XG is expected goals,
Expected
right?
goals.
Yeah.
And they've got this kind of map where if you take a shot in a certain area certain place in the area, outside the box, your chances of scoring are significantly higher.
Or lower, depending on where.
Depending on where it is.
That's right.
So if you're in the 6-yard box in front of the goal, and you shoot from there, your XG likelihood to score is higher.
Of course.
Now, in terms of Villa, we don't take many shots in the 6-yard box in front of the goal. So our XG is pretty low.
Yeah, of course.
But this season, we've been scoring bangers from outside the box. And what I'm seeing with Rodgers is the way that he's executing these long-range shooting. He's developed a technique to hit it because he hit the ball, a moving ball, similar to the way he hit the free kick.
Yes.
And it's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, You've come across something there.
Yeah.
It's not a fluke.
Yeah.
You're doing it on purpose.
Yep.
And
he's got a technique. He's clearly got a technique there with his shooting because he scored. He scored a similar goal against earlier in the season. Again, another dipper from outside the box. Do you remember who it was? You know who I mean, though, right?
I know exactly. I can see the game. I can see. I think I want to say Forest, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember who he was, but he scored a very similar one. So it shows, okay, this is not a fluke. He's actually got a bit of a technique here. Actually, when he gets into that kind of range, he knows he's got the ability to to lick one.
And then when they spoke to him and interviewed him, they said he calls it the Bundia hit.
What, the knuckle hit?
Yeah.
He
says the way that you hit it. He says Bundia do it in training all the time, and he's been practicing it.
Love that, and that's a beauty, right? When you hear those little stories, for me, that's what really connects the real world to the football world. Yeah. The fact that actually this didn't just come naturally. I actually have to work at it like any other footballer has to work at it. Even at my level, I'm watching my fellow pros and learning things from them as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's fantastic.
Even though he's probably deemed as, he's ahead of Buendia in the Villa rankings, but he's still learning from him. I love that story. That's really, really nice to hear. Obviously, the win put Villa back up to third place, only 3 points behind Arsenal, and obviously only a point behind Manchester City. So there has been a lot of questions being asked about are Villa in the title race. Emery does everything he can to try and play down that talk, and I think Emery's view on it is that, and I get it, is that 2 injuries and that title race talk may well be, trashed instantly.
Pau Torres.
Yeah.
Martinez.
Yeah.
You've taken out the kind of core spine of our team.
Yeah.
So we've got our next 3 games: Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Without your first, or how long's Martinez out for?
We don't know. It's a back issue. So you can never tell with a back issue.
And why do we call him Martinez and not Martinez like we call the other Martinezes? Do we know? I've just realised that. Sorry, that was just a random thought that came into my head as you mentioned his name. I was like, hold on a minute, why do we call him Martinez? But the Manchester United one is Martinez.
But the thing is, he probably is Martinez. Yeah. It's interchangeable, isn't it?
And they're both Argentinian, aren't they? Yeah. Anyway, sorry, my bad. So we're not sure whether he's going to be, or how long he's out for yet. Have you noticed they don't really give us times anymore?
No.
They used to, back in the day, you used to be able to go on it, it'll say 3 weeks, you could go on a website and it'll tell you how long, you don't even need to ask the manager. Excuse-moi. But
so for me, the next 3 games will make or break it. Now,
so then throw in, like, if that's the case, then throw in an injury to say Tielemans. Well, Tielemans has been out for a little while. Never mind Konza, Rodgers, or Watkins. You know what I mean? Even though Watkins isn't banging, but you can say that. But you don't score the first goal without Watkins being in that area and attacking that ball in the way that he does. Does Marlin attack that ball in the same way? I'm not sure. Maybe he's looking for feet rather than going and trying to get his head on it. So I still think Watkins, even though his goal output isn't as great as we'd like it to be. I still think a lot of work that he does creates space. It's like the Heskey role. Do you know what I mean?
For me, I don't judge Watkins on goals. I judge Watkins on what he adds to the team, what he does to the team. He doesn't hold the ball up well, he doesn't win all the headers, but he runs channels, he puts defenders under pressure, he creates space and opportunities for Morgan Rogers to pick up little holes, McGinn to pick up little, you know what I mean? So for me, like I've had this conversation about is Watkins a world-class striker? I'm a Villa fan. I don't believe he's a world-class striker.
He's not a world-class striker, yeah.
Is he an elite class striker?
No,
I don't think he's that. Yeah. I think he's a Premier League striker who's in a team that matches his ambition. But I think that our ambitions are now exceeding Watkins.
I think he's a mid-table Premier League striker. I think he could play for an elite club, which could have allowed him to push him up to that level based on the numbers that he may have scored. I think Ollie Watkins goes to Arsenal instead of Gyökeres. I think he's probably bagged 7 or 8 or more. I think Gyökeres has already got 7 or 8 maybe. But I think he's bagging on a regular because I think the work rate that he puts in, I think all he needs to be is just there to finish the opportunities. There's a number of balls that Saka puts across like 2 yards out from goal. And it goes across. The goalkeeper can't get it. The defenders don't want to reach back for it. That's where you just want that striker just to be sticking out a leg and putting it in. I think Watkins just eats those up all day because he's just got that instinct, to be in those positions, especially when he knows, I know if I get in here, that's going to make his way across. Exactly, yeah. So it's a shame because obviously his age that he is now, you'd probably say that if he was 25, 26 now, Potentially, yeah, that move could have come. And I think there was a lot of talk about it in the last summer transfer window before they got Gyökeres, right? Yeah, about him potentially going Arsenal, yeah. So anyway, he's had a great career at Villa. And look, he's been to the Euros now, scored some big goals at the Euros. I think when you look at the ability, I think he is, done,
He's had a good, solid
career. Good solid
Premier League.
Good solid, yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
For a young lad that started at Exeter City.
And again, seems like a really nice, genuine, down-to-earth lad. So, for me, I'm very pleased for him in terms of how his career's progressed.
And just fact check, Marco Bizot is actually Dutch.
Okay, I knew you were, don't worry, I knew you were blagging it when you said Eastern European somewhere. That was a blatant, what does Bizou sound like? Yeah, okay. Coolio, we've got a couple of minutes before the break. Wayne, give me one thing that you hate about football at the moment. Go.
One thing I hate about football?
Yeah. About the game, generally.
Generally the game. Mm-hmm. I think when players think that they're bigger than the game.
When players think they're bigger than the game?
Yeah.
Example?
Mo Salah.
Lovely, okay. My biggest bugbear at the moment are defenders that throw themselves down on the floor when someone blows on their neck back because they don't want to have to use their skill to get out of a tight position. And then that is very closely followed by the dumb foolery referees who are too quick to then blow up and give them the free kick. If you're that convinced, let it play on, and if the other team score, then you can roll it back to VAR. It's not that deep. You're giving stupid free kicks away and actually letting defenders just off scot-free. So now there's actually no contest. Yeah. There's no contest. It's just, boring. Anyway, it's coming up to 11:30, guys. We're going to go for a quick break now. On the other side, we'll try and get through all of the rest of the games that we've got to get through still. We've got to get through Liverpool, so that's going to take us at least 25 minutes to talk about because we won. So we'll see you on the other side. Oh, and we need to check to see whether the ground journalist has sent his mix through. I'll check that out in the break. See you in a few, guys.
You're listening to Birmingham's big community effort.
7 FM, Mr. Lover said that. Shaggy!
Broadcasting across the city on 98.7 FM. New Style Radio.
So in the break, my singing talents were questioned by Mr. Shannon, the producer of the Breakthrough TV production here. Asked me if I can sing. Wayne tried to put the fire out before it started. We were like, no! It's like one of them action movies anyway, the man's moving in slow motion. No! So Shannon and I just did a little duet actually in the studio of, if you think you're lonely now. Do you know what I'm saying? Wait until tonight.
Is that what it was?
Huh? Yeah, but that's because you're old man, you don't know them tune there.
I know those tunes. I'm sure I've got children born to those shoes.
What you say? Oh, okay. It's it's after 11 o'clock. We're good. We're good. We don't need to explain the link there, guys. Okay, we've got 25 minutes left. We're going to try and rinse through some of these matches. So, firstly, let's go to the City Ground. Forest giving Spurs an absolute hiding. 3-0 in the end. Hudson-Odoi with 2 great goals. I say 2 great goals. The first one was a bit of a gimme. I felt so sorry for Archie Gray in that one because the despair on his face when he saw the ball had gone in and he put his head in his hand. I thought, no, Archie, that's not on you, man. That's not on you. Don't get me wrong, he calls for the ball, but the goalkeeper can see Archie Gray and then he can see what's going on behind him. Yeah. So that's the goalkeeper's decision then to say, no, not you. You got someone right behind you. Let me go long or let me go out wide or whatever.
But I think what you'll find is that Did you just watch the highlights, yeah?
Yeah.
When you watch the extended highlights, that was a set pattern that they played.
Who? Spurs?
Spurs played. It was not in, it wasn't, it was the other midfielder, was it Sarr?
Benton Kerr probably at that point. Yeah, I think so.
So they were playing that system, and Benton Kerr was getting the ball in that situation and able to get out of the situation. I think with Archie, the challenge was put on him as he received it.
As he received the ball. And I actually, his first touch takes it slightly to the left. His first touch, as he comes to his first touch takes it slightly to the left, so he's looking now to probably go and play out to the left back. But what happens is, Sangari's on his first touch. But my problem is, you said yourself, they were doing that quite a lot. At some point, they're going to work it out.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So what I'm saying is, just because that's what you're drilled to do, it's like if someone tells me I've got to drive from here to Dudley Road High Street. If I see the whole of Dudley Road High Street in fire, I'm not going to still drive to Dudley Road. I want to drive the other way, right?
Yeah.
So play what's in front of you. Look at the situation. Say, is that a wise pass for me to play? So, excuse me, I don't blame Arch because he called for the ball as per their drilled, as what's drilled. But it's for Vicario to say, nah, you got someone right behind you. Let's hold it and let's go long or whatever. Anyway, Sangari jumps on his first touch, gets the ball into the box, squares it wide very selflessly to Hudson-Odoi, who's then able to just tap into pretty much an empty net as the goalkeeper's taken out of the game. Then Hudson-Odoi says, I got a little bit about me as well, and cutting from there, he took Benton Kerr on a bit of a merry dance on the left, cuts inside on his right, cross or shot? I called it a cross-come shot because that just covers all bases then. But do you think it was a cross or a shot?
Well, he said it's a cross shot.
So he's covering all bases as well. Okay, fair enough.
Now, for me, I think he just put it into an area, put it into a zone. Because what he said is he saw the keeper off his line and he just thought, I'm going to put it into that area.
Yeah, to give him something to deal with. And it was a beautifully kind of curled, whipped cross with a lot of dip on it as well. Goalkeeper's probably come out maybe anticipating the cross, but then he's probably realised, a bit too late that actually this is going straight in and he just couldn't recover to get back to palm it away. So really aesthetically pleasing to watch those types of goals. And then Sangari himself got on the score sheet. Hudson-Odoi turning provider, so 2 goals and an assist for him. Really great to hear. I'm really hoping actually that
he kicks on because I think Hudson-Odoi going to Forest because remember he was linked to Bayern.
Yeah, Chelsea.
And then he made a decision. Actually, I'm going to stay at Chelsea and fight for Sidwell syndrome.
Yeah, ish. But he still got play every now and then because he was a clear talent. And also, to be fair, he came through Chelsea's academy, so it wasn't the case that he chose to go there thinking he was going to go there and actually get a game.
He had a contract offer from Bayern Munich and turned it down to stay at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I would like to see how many games he played at Chelsea after he turned it down.
That's fair enough. But Sidwell syndrome is more about players that
choose to go there.
Choose to go there in an adult frame of mind with professionals that they pay a lot of money to advise them. And they still said, I think that's a great place for you to go. Nothing to do with the fact that I get 6 figures out of the deal. No, nothing. I didn't even look at the money, I just think that's where you're going to prosper. Anyway, Sangari with a great strike before he goes off to the AFCON as well. Okay, the damning statistics here. Forest had 13 shots all game to Spurs 2. That shows there's a problem there. That's not down to a bad day at the office. It's not down to some players having an off day. 2 shots to their 13. I watched the highlights. It looked like it was quite damning in terms. I thought, maybe they've just shown all Forest highlights, and I had to go and get the stats. 13 shots to Spurs 2 shots. I think Spurs 2 shots, 1 off target, 1 on target.
And I think one of the things.
Oh, sorry. but Spurs had 52% possession. That's why I don't watch possession no more, I swear down.
I think one of the things that this Spurs fan that I know was complaining about is they made a substitution and they put Polinia and another defensive player on.
Yeah, I read that. Who did they? I can't remember who it was. I know they took off Benton Caves, Polinia and Ben Davis. Soft, what they call him? They call him soft Ben or I don't know, something like that. You know, say he doesn't do anything to so put those two on when they're losing the game. Yeah. And it's funny, when you start seeing those kind of subs in that situation, you start thinking to yourself, is the manager losing it a bit? Do you know what I mean? Because they're now making substitutes that makes no sense to anybody but them in that moment. But ultimately, the game was lost. Maybe he just looked at it and said, you know what? I just need to do damage limitation now, because if we get any more goals scored against me, this could be my job. But anyway, Forest under, what are they calling him? They're calling him is it the Ginger Mourinho they're calling him now?
No, that's the old Villa manager.
Oh, Dean
Smith.
He's Ginger Mourinho?
Yep.
Only in Villa Park, man. The halls of Villa Park. I've never heard that before.
And Warsaw.
And Warsaw, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But no, Sean Dyche doing bits now, isn't he? He's definitely got them getting a tune out the players again. They're clearly more difficult to beat. And also, they started to score goals at the other end as well. So good times for Forest there, as they seem to be turning things around following the untimely departure of Nuno. Burnley versus Fulham. Let's come back to Burnley versus Fulham, actually. Let's go. Players that think they're bigger than the game, right? And bigger than the team they play for. So obviously we had that whole fallout with Mo Salah last week and the club. He didn't actually name any names. He just said that other clubs look after their players, he thinks, suggesting that Liverpool don't look after him on his 400k a week as a 33-year-old. After he also acknowledged that the club don't usually give 30-year-olds extensions at Liverpool, but they did for you, Mo. But yeah, other clubs look after their players better. Yeah, of course. Anyway, obviously, I'll take it, man. I'm being as catty as you like, man. Liverpool obviously went to Inter Milan, got the 2-0 win out in Inter Milan. Salah didn't travel with the team. There was a conversation I had between Mo and Slot apparently on Friday, after which they then confirmed that he'd be in the squad on Saturday, suggesting that there'd been a bit of a kiss and a make-up. I don't buy it. I think that was a PR thing. Mo Salah started on the bench. Joe Gomez got injured very early on, probably in about the 15th, 16th minute. And then Mo Salah had to come on. All the time Mo Salah was on the sideline, it was the coaching staff that were talking to him and giving him his instructions. Arne Slot was nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. And Arne Slot is usually at the forefront of the technical area. And usually players going on, he'll probably be having he's probably the last one to have words in areas before they go on the pitch. He was nowhere near Mohamed Salah when he was waiting to come on the pitch. When he went on the pitch, that's when Arne Slot then came to the edge of the technical area where he usually stands. So I watched that, I said, yeah, those two haven't made up. There's been maybe a clash of characters there. So for me personally, still in the balance as to whether he comes back to Liverpool after the AFCON.
My thing is 20. What was it? Minute was it 20?
It was about when he came on.
When Gomez went down.
Yeah, I think it was about the 15, 16 minute. I think it was before 20 minutes.
So you take off Gomez and put on Salah.
Yeah.
That just didn't sit right with me.
Well, you know what it is? Because of the fact that we know that we've got Dominic Szoboszlai that can go and play on the right back. Because the other option would have been to put on Calvin Ramsey, who hasn't played a lot of first-team football for us at right back. He's a natural right back. So what's the next thing? What we've been doing even before the Salah spat, we've been playing either Curtis or Szoboszlai there if obviously Conor Bradley and Frimpong aren't available, right? So that just went back into... He's a Liverpool player. Yeah.
I was drawing you out there.
Doesn't really play for us at the moment. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that felt natural. It felt okay. I couldn't see what another option was other than going with Isaac. That could have then looked like, oh look, he's still going to dig the knife into Salah, get his temperature up while he brings on Calvin Ramsey up front for Ekatike in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, Mo Salah comes on. Maybe it was a bit of a kind of PR thing. Maybe it was already pre-agreed that the first substitute would have to be Salah. For me, I just feel like a lot of this, even him being in the squad for Brighton, I think a lot of it was all PR, if I'm totally honest with you. A lot of fans were saying Arne Slot should only be picking the team that he's going to get 3 points. I think there was pressure on Arne Slot, probably from above as well, to say, hey, we need to just shut this whole thing down. So do whatever we need to do to send him off to the AFCON in a nice way. Yeah. Anyway, way before he came on, Ekitike, absolute bad boy. What a player. Fernando Torres, the second coming, man. Thierry Henry, you know what I mean? Just waiting to take his title. Yeah, I'm bigging him up, I'm gassing him. Did you see his touch for the first goal?
Yeah, his touch was bad.
Can we talk about that touch?
The finish was even better.
The finish was dope, but you don't get a finish without that touch.
But
can I talk about it? So,
Philly boots.
Your boy Minter, he's trying to do a conza, playing around in the corner of his own thing. Then he just said, "Yo, let's just get rid. It's getting hot out of here, man. Let's get rid." So he tries to do a have it ball up the field. It kind of goes across field, pretty much to the edge of the box where Joe Gomez is first to get to the ball and heads the ball down straight into the path of Ekitike. Now, Ekitike is running from left to right. The ball's coming from right to left. So as they meet, he's got to cushion that ball in a way that his first touch doesn't take the ball into Lewis Dunk, who's coming across now to try and cover. The touch that he puts on it with the outside of his foot, it's the most delicate of touches that puts a little bit of backspin on it as well. So that first touch doesn't take it too far away from him. But even then, he's still also got to get the shot off in a millisecond. He can't wait for the full motion of the ball to complete before he then gets his shot off.
Lewis Dunk was coming.
Because he's coming, he's going to crunch him.
Yeah.
So he gets the backspin on it, and he's got to take the shot early, and he's got to get enough purchase on it to actually get it past the keeper.
And the shot, the looping shot over the keeper from the position that he was in, that is not easy.
And that's down to the power that he generates, right? Because before the goalkeeper can get up, because it's not out of the reach of the keeper, and it's right above him, but the power of it. Beautiful goal. Really pleased for him as well. Really pleased for him. So that was his first goal. His second goal was a bit more routine. It was a Mo Salah corner. So Mo Salah got his assist before he goes away to the AFCON. Should we just stroke Mo Salah's back a little bit more? Got his assist. Got his assist. And obviously, Ekitike gets his brace.
Isn't he got the most assists in the Premier League now?
That actually, it's crazy, isn't it? And maybe that's why he's so vexed, because he wants to break that record before he goes to AFCON. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he had his eye on that record more than he had it on the league table for the club. So that took him to 277 goals and assists, which is the most. He's overtaken Wayne Rooney now, who had the most at the time, which was 276 for Man United. He's had the most goal contributions in terms of assists and goals now out of any player for any one club in the Premier League, which is pretty impressive when you think about the players.
You can't deny his impact on the Premier League.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, we give thanks for that, Mo. But then at the end of the whistle now, games won, really good performance from the team. Brighton had their chance, let's not get it twisted. Oh, and can I just give a round of applause to Mr. James Milner, who came on the pitch. Obviously, great servant for the club. But he's also taken over the number 20 shirt at Brighton in memory of Jota as well. So it was really nice to see him come on. Standing ovation from everybody within the crowd, when he came on. So it was really nice to see him get his acknowledgement as well when he came on. Didn't do much on the pitch, but it's okay, man. It's James Milner, man. We love him.
38.
Exactly. It's 9, I think, behind Gareth Barry's all-time performance record now as well, I think. Something like that. So I think that's what he's limping towards, that record, and then he'll retire as well, I reckon.
Hopefully he gets by the end of the season.
Exactly. But the key thing is Mo Salah at the end doing this kind of walk around the pitch, clapping the fans, looking a little bit emotional. It's about me, guys. I'm still here. Look, I'm giving you a clap. Am I going? Will I stay? Who knows? Are you sad? Are you sad? Do you care? It just feels very attention-seeking to the point that, and put it in your notes. I didn't realise many people noticed because I put it in Liverpool groups, and I said, you could see Robertson turn around and see him doing it, and Robertson kind of flings his arm like and says, "Oh, leave it out, Mo," that kind of thing. Yeah. Which also kind of tells a bit of a story, because it almost is like he's doing that. I didn't see Sangari walk around the City ground giving the fans a round of applause before he goes off to the AFCON.
No, he didn't.
Exactly.
Because he's coming back.
And neither did any other player going to the AFCON in any of the games across the Premier League. Yeah. So that is clearly him being quite, for me, manipulative and, petty. And what you're doing, you're just raising the anxiety levels of Liverpool fans. For what? For your own validation, your own personal validation. The fact they sing your song. Do you hear anybody singing a song for me? Do you hear anybody singing a song for me when I'm asking you?
Nope.
He has 60,000 fans singing a song for him every week. But he needs more validation than that. that he's loved at the club.
And they were singing a song for him while he was clapping.
Lord of mercy.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it.
It at all. But anyway, thanks, Mo. Thanks for getting the assist for Ekatike's goal. The new blood, the new hero, the new Marshal. Anyway, so yeah, 5 games unbeaten, by the way, guys. 5 games. 5 games unbeaten. Yo, we're doing bits, man. We're back.
I was thinking, where's Jim been? Where's G been? Yeah, back now. You win a couple of games in a row and all of a sudden you're back.
We're back, bro. All right. Okay, right. We're done all right, you know, Wayne. The only game that we have to get through tonight is Burnley, which I'll let you take because it was... No, I'm not. Actually, it was actually a really good game. We've got 2. We've got Chelsea-Everton as well. Let me do Chelsea-Everton first. Sorry, Burnley fans. Chelsea-Everton, Cole Palmer back. With a splash. I know he's played a couple of games since his long layoff, right? I think
substitute appearances.
Yeah,
first start.
This is his first start, isn't it? Yeah, because I think he'd missed the whole of October. I think the last game he'd played was 20th of September. Then he came back on the 3rd of December, as you say, as a sub. Started his first game, came on, goal scoring return. It was Gusto who laid the ball in for him. Nice ball down the inside right channel. Palmer's coming in from the right, onto his left, fires it into the near post. Great finish. And then Gusto himself got on the score sheet a bit later on after a run down the right-hand side by somebody. Neto, thank you. Yeah, took someone to the cleans, man, that left back. Who was the left back that he was playing against? Mikalenko, yeah. Took Mikalenko to the cleaners with the pace and then just, got to the byline, whipped a low ball in. And
Gusto's
then
finish
Gusto's
was a good finish.
Great finish. I mean, it's instinctive, isn't it? Near post, prod it into the goal. And Dye had a really nice opportunity where he kind of went on a bit of a weaving run, got his shot off, hit the post. So, Everton did have their opportunities as well. Maresca made these comments about worst 48 hours. Really quickly, Wayne, couple of minutes if you want. What do you think that was all about?
Well, we don't really know what it's about because it came out the blue.
What does your instinct tell you?
He's not happy.
With
my instinct is happy. I think that the senior management team in Chelsea are trying to pick the team and trying to tell him who he needs to play.
Yeah.
And he's not happy with that. And buying players that he doesn't want.
And also, he's probably getting a bit of pressure because they've had a bit of a bad patch, since I think the Arsenal loss. I don't think they've won a game since the Arsenal draw, not loss. Felt like a loss to a degree, even though there were 10 men. So maybe he's getting a bit of pressure from upstairs as well. But I think, I think there's symptoms of the Sidwell syndrome shown there. Because when you go to Chelsea, you need to know you could win the league and still get sacked, bro. Right?
Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League, got
sacked. Not Gus Hiddink. The guy that who managed Madrid, didn't he come and manage Chelsea? Del Bosque, was it Del Bosque?
Wasn't Del Bosque?
No, sorry. The guy that's managing Napoli now. Sorry.
Conte?
No, sorry. The other guy.
Maurizio Sarri?
Yeah. He got sacked, I'm sure, after winning the league or the... Because he just... And also the Israeli guy, what was
Avram Grant?
Avram Grant.
Avram Grant.
Them man won trophies and got sacked, bro. Yeah. So just because you win a couple of games in a row and you think you need to be given props, you just need to understand that, right? So, yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe, I don't know.
My thing is, going to Chelsea, you need to understand what you're going to.
Yeah. You're
not going to go there and be a Chelsea legend. I mean, Mourinho went there twice.
Yeah.
And got unceremoniously booted out twice.
Still, exactly, with everything that he brought to them. Yeah.
Conte went there. He's gone.
Didn't get really much of a chance to build what he needed to build.
You know what I mean? So, and then do you remember Conte near the end where he was talking out and he's talking about, he started talking out, he's gone.
Yeah.
They had a bit of history. They had a bit of reputation. They had...
in terms of what they've achieved already. Yeah. What have you got? Yeah, exactly.
Like last season, the old Tottenham Pochettino.
Yeah. Again, so true. You know what? I think to date, Maresca's got credit in the bank now in the sense that if they were to get rid of him, he'd have a lot of suitors coming in for him. Personally, I think he's got Chelsea playing a beautiful brand of football. If I'm totally honest with you, he's given every time we play Chelsea under Slot, he's given us probably our hardest game of the season in terms of their intensity, possession.
But when you look at it,
he
had one season at Leicester.
Yeah, I know.
Before he went to Chelsea.
That's right.
So we didn't know what he was about.
Exactly.
But we know he's a Pep disciple, per se.
Yeah.
So he's gone there and we're watching him and he's taken this group of young players and he's moulded them into a team.
Yeah.
And for me, he's doing a very, very good job.
Amazing job. Amazing job, as far as I'm concerned. Amazing job.
But it's like you want more, you want more, you want more. But when you speak
when
to
you say who, when you say you want more, who are you referring to?
You want more, you want more, you want more. When you speak to Chelsea fans, I'm coming to that. When you speak to Chelsea fans, they seem to be, you know what, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Like, do I think that we can compete for the league? Nah, not quite yet. We're not quite ready yet. A couple more signings,
Yeah.
But then you listen about the politics, because all of a sudden no one's talking about Bowley and all that nonsense that was going on previously.
Yeah, Todd Bowley, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're looking and thinking, okay, we might not be hearing publicly about it, but what's happening in the background? Because I imagine, like, man like that don't just sit down and just let you get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not like a Ibrahimovic who sits down there, watches, and you lose 2 games and he sacks you. You know what I mean? But he doesn't get involved in the day-to-day tinkering with the team.
Yeah, because you don't know, but you don't know if his advisors do or not.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Remember there's that coming out of the changing room, that Bowley was going into the changing room and starting to talk to players and trying to G up the players. And
no, man, this ain't the NFL. This ain't the NFL, brother. Fall back.
So for me, I don't know if Maresca's had enough of it and he's ready to go now. That's why he's spoken out, because I genuinely believe he's going to get sacked at the end of the season.
Yeah. Or he might even walk, if I'm honest. I think he might. Especially if his agents have got something else lined up for him.
I don't see him walking. Why? When you walk, you got to forfeit your money, innit? I can't see him walking.
Yeah, but some people, made of, different stuff in it.
But I just think that speaking out against the top brass,
and that's my point. Yeah,
that's your definite.
Yeah.
Conte did it. Gone. And if you can do that to Conte, who is he?
I hear that. Very true. Interesting to see what happens there. Somebody used that, I think it was Daniel, weren't it? Your cousin, who said, so, Maresca's done it now, so is he the bad person for doing it? Like, because obviously he felt Mo Salah was painted as a bad person for speaking out. And I think we said it's probably slightly different than that. Simply because, well, is it different? It probably isn't even different. I suppose just Chelsea, I don't care.
There's certain points in Chelsea, like
it's not surprising. Do you know what I mean? When if someone comes out and says that about Chelsea, you'd be like, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, yeah, sounds about right. You sold your soul, innit? Right, last game that we're going to squeeze in, Burnley versus Fulham. It was actually a really entertaining game. So after the Liverpool game, I watched that. After I listened to the Liverpool game on the radio, I then watched the Burnley Fulham game, which was a 5:30. And I thought, what game to have at 5:30? I mean, really, why wouldn't you have Sunderland, Newcastle at that time? Then I realised the Toon Army would just be absolute. Well, then all of them would miss the game to just be in the pubs fighting around the ground. So
you couldn't have that
on a Saturday afternoon. Oh no. So anyway, Fulham opened the scoring. This is getting late now. You see my battery's going low. Fulham opened the scoring through Mills, Smith, Rowe. It was actually a really well-worked corner kick, and they spoke to Harry Wilson after the game and asked, do you guys work on it in the training ground? He said, yeah, that's exactly what we've worked on. We've noted that Burnley actually defend quite high in their box. They don't really have like a bunch of defenders at the near post blocking that channel. So he whips this ball right across the touchline. So from the corner flag all the way to the front post, whips the ball across that front line there in a gap. And then Emile Smith-Rowe just steps in and just taps it in. And there's nobody in that front area there.
There's a couple of things, yeah?
Yeah.
There was one defender on the edge of the six-yard
box. Yeah. But he's called around him, isn't it?
Yeah. How?
Because I think he's probably thinking, okay, well, that's going to the goalkeeper or he's going out. He probably thinks that.
You're a professional footballer.
Of course, yeah.
And then my thing as well is Calvin Bassey, his movement to free Smith-Rowe.
Yeah.
How is Smith-Rowe in front of the goalkeeper?
Unmarked. No one around him within 2-3 yards.
And we know what Harry Wilson can do with a ball.
Yeah.
How?
But let's be honest, it's very rare we'll see that kind of corner kick. I've not seen that kind of corner kick before, if I'm totally honest with you. Not to such a deliberate degree, do you know what I mean? So I think they did
whatever corner kick it is, you do not expect a player to be in the 6-yard box in front of goal, unmarked from a corner.
I agree. But they've done their homework clearly on how Burnley set up, and
that's the detail that at that top level.
Totally. Burnley did get themselves straight back in the match 10 minutes later through Ugachukwu. Great finish. What a sublime touch, right?
Great touch. And the thing is, though, the way that he finished it, like we often speak about hitting the ball early before the keeper set themselves.
Yeah, that's what he did.
That's the epitome of hitting the ball early before the keeper sets himself.
And if he tries to set himself to hit the ball in the conventional way, he probably telegraphs where he wants to put the ball and maybe loses the surprise element. Yeah. But the angle with which you put the ball into the back of net, you almost think, no, that's an impossible way to do it. but the purchase on it just got a nice little spin. It was almost the outside of his left foot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But going into the left-hand corner, so it looks like that's going to probably take it wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really great finish from him. Really nice ball from Josh Cullen through the channel to get it through to him. Fulham then go up again. Another Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, by the way, really like him as a player. I've always liked him since he was with Liverpool. Knew he wasn't really at the level to nail down a place there. But he takes a corner, really poor corner. It goes out. I can't remember who it is that lobs the ball back in, but Harry Wilson comes out to stay on side, bends his run, and then goes for the ball. The ball's lobbed back in, so it's in the inside left channel now, inside the box. He pulls the ball out of the sky with his wonderful left foot first, controls it, looks up, then dinks a ball into an area where he knows Calvin Bassey can go and attack it Bassey does. And just, clean header, pretty much unchallenged in the air. 2-1 to Fulham. Wilson then gets on the score sheet himself with again, sublime finish. The left foot is just it's just a left foot that I can just watch him pass and score. Left foot. Yeah, at Liverpool, I saw him take corners with a right and a left foot, without a doubt. But the left foot seems to be the one taking, a lot of the limelight at the moment.
In terms of, we talk about technical players.
Yeah.
He's got it all. And then, I love as well with him as well. Is he Welsh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What he's done with the Welsh team and getting them because he's one of the star players.
He's one of the star players there. Yeah, spot on.
Do you think he's got a move in him?
I do.
Think when you've got a foot that's beautiful.
Yeah. Some teams will take their... I mean, look, Beckham made a career out of it. No. May I have something for that? Don't worry, Shannon.
Shannon don't want
that. So yeah, no, you're right though. When someone's got that, some big teams will spend that money because they know 15 minutes left in the game, they need a goal. They will throw themselves down around the area 20 times to get one free kick, and they know then this guy could actually pull something out there.
I don't think he's gonna go top level.
No. But if you go to like a Villa. I'm just firing shots for everybody. Everybody can get it tonight. Everybody can get it.
Liverpool win one game and all of a sudden, man's chest high.
Everybody can take it, man. No, but seriously, jokes aside,
say no to Harry
that's what I was going to say. For me, that would be actually a really good.
I'd rather have Harry Wilson than Jadon Sancho.
Right. Because you know what you're getting out of Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, to a degree. I mean, if you look at what John McGinn did at the weekend for you on that right-hand side, Harry Wilson is just a newer version of that. He'll give you the work rate. He'll be able to fling those crosses in for you.
He's not as robust as Super John, though.
Yeah, because his backside ain't as big as Super John. That's
Super John uses that backside to the utmost. He's made a career out of that backside.
I'll tell you who told him how to do that. Who? Ada. Remember Ada we used to play with?
Yeah.
That's all you ever used to tell me to do, just do your backside, man. Just back into it. Anyway, sorry, I know we're over. Shannon wants to go to his bed. Really quickly, so Harry Wilson puts them 3-0 up, 3-1 up. Really beautiful, kind of curled left footer into the bottom corner. Just calm, composed, beautiful finish. And then Oliver Son did get a consolation back in the 86th minute after a cross was played in from the left-hand side. I think it was Bassett that got a head to it trying to clear it, but it flicks off his head, goes to Son at the back of the post, who was on a bit earlier on from the bench. And again, can't finish from him at the back post, the Peruvian, who looks like a Norwegian. I was trying to work with Peruvian. Anyhow, good result for Fulham. Burnley boss possession with 52%. Another example as to why I don't care about percentage anymore.
You got to have a special mention for Calvin Bassey's run.
Oh, God, yeah. Sorry, it was, when it's... Maybe not appropriate. It was like a Cristiano Ronaldo run and a Harry Maguire finish at the end. Does that do it? No?
Because you got to remember, the almost foul in the box that started it. Because he challenged someone in the box.
Yeah.
And they was like, it's a penalty. But
he just ran with it. He
just took off.
Yeah.
Skirted down the right-hand side of the pitch, went past a couple of players.
That's right.
Did a little...
The trick with the crossover flicking to the left-hand side. Yeah.
Opens up the goal.
And he's got
two players. He's got two players to his left-hand side, totally unmarked. And then he had a typical centre-back shot.
Clear it, Rosette!
And I think the ball's still travelling.
Yeah.
And even when you looked at him, he just smiled to himself.
You almost feel like the spirit of Voldemort was overtaken by Bassey. No, it doesn't work.
No.
Let's leave it alone.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
Yeah, let's leave it alone. Yeah, that's 12. We're doing so well. All right, guys, we do need to wrap up because Shannon started to turn the lights off around us in the heating, so we need to go. I think that's a sign. Wayne, it's been a pleasure once again.
As always, my brother.
It's been a pleasure once again. And thank you very much for those that have been listening on Breakthrough TV. Mr. Carl Campbell, Carl C, we see you. Thanks a lot for your support, bro.
And a big shout out to our American listener as well.
Oh, my cousin Gus. So cousin Gus, I've got to give him a shout. I don't care if it's late. Cousin Gus said to me before the show, he said he's got to go out for drinks. But he said, listen, make sure you send me the link for the show so I can listen to it tomorrow. I love that, man. That's support. That's love. You know what I mean?
All the way from across the pond.
All the way from across the pond. You guys that don't ask for the link, take heed, man. Do you know what I mean?
You guys that don't like and share, take heed.
Take heed, man. You don't. Yeah, listen. You don't have to like it to like it. I'm just saying. You don't have to really like it. Like, ain't nobody gonna come around and test your how
Your
much
likability.
You like.
How much do you like
How
it?
much do you really like it? So what did they say in minute 3 of episode 4? If you like it so much, no one's gonna test you. Just